Big's playground, but I have to say, at what point do we stop looking at forZe as the massive underdogs? We saw them against ENCE yesterday. They lost on Ancient. They got clobbered, in fact, in the map pick. And then they beat ENCE on the 2 best maps. Now, Dust2, sure, Big love it. But forZe are pretty comfortable on it as well as Tapson. Oh, that's a great flashbang. And Shelfie, he needs to convert, but they will all fall. The CT's littering middle doors as Norway at least brings one back. He's done a lot of damage as well, and he's going to reposition himself. I'm not sure if he's been hurt by Tapson. He should be caught out here. There we go. Keto gets the kill. That's the round done. I like the idea from forZe in that pistol round, but you need to hit those shots.
What happened to forZe? It's like Space Jam. They've had all of their talent stolen away from them. I just saw so many whiffs. Actually, I've just dated myself there. I've just, oh, forget that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. There is a Space Jam 2, which I refuse to watch.
Wait, what? Is there?
There is a Space Jam 2.
Oh, no.
Wait, am I having like a fever dream? It did come out recently, right? There was, yeah, with LeBron James.
Oh, no.
I think that's a great review. Like, you know, go to Rotten Tomatoes, you'll have looked at the user reviews, and there's one by Vince, and the entire review is, oh, no.
I don't even like basketball, but that's a great movie from my childhood.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think a lot of people growing up at that point in time, they're like, this is wild. You have all the Looney Tunes characters coming in, you know, Bugsy Bunny, Lola Bunny. I think a lot of kids back then had a crush on that. There was the first time with an animated character. And then nowadays, everyone seems to only have crushes on animated characters. Things have moved on, Vince. It's a wild, brave new world.
It assuredly is, as it's a wild, brave new round. forZe will have their buy in FAMAS and Scout, with a healthy dosage of Deagles alongside it. But utility as well, a few flashbangs. And 4 players actually situated over on A, 3 of which are on long. So they really want to fight for this, but Big actually bypassed all of this aggression. They're pushing down middle. They do have Tizian watching long, though. So if this flank comes through and forZe try to get cheeky, they will be punished. They'll get snatched away.
A good job, though, as you pointed out, just avoiding this stack. And poor Norway, sole anchor on the B bomb side with the Deagle, and he's got to go full Nico mode. And I mean the good Nico mode. It's kind of sad though, and when people say get Nico now, everyone's just going to remember the infamous whiff on Nuke. Like, imagine that's your legacy, considering he is regarded as one of the best players with the Desert Eagle. Just unfortunate. But for the time being, though, Big are going to win a very comfortable round. And for forZe, they're going to be very happy to save the weapons they have bought.
You know, the part that's even like kind of sadder for me is when you go back, I don't know if you've seen the super slow motion, he misses by literally like a millimeter at most. And let's be fair, most people in chat would not even be able to hit if they're point blank range with a Desert Eagle. Like that's not an easy shot from behind the hitboxes, all the things that come down. Think of the pressure. Think of the situation that he was in at the time as well. All right, Citizen, calm down.
Oh, he's dribbling that. Not bad, seriously. I have to agree with you 100%. It is one of the hardest shots to miss, and it just happened to happen at one of the most important, or perhaps the most important round of his career. Just rough luck. But then again, G2 would not have been in the grand finals if not for Nico. So,
yep.
Yeah, you have to acknowledge that fact as well. Well, for Big, they have survived the initial force wipe, but considering they only found Norway, they have to still contend with the scout in the hands of Zorte and Nas and a couple of Deeks, and a bit of a battle towards mid. Seriously, the scout god looking to still duke it out. It's a risky duel, but he's going to come out on top. Zorte, Tactic 61, and now Big are going to be going for the hit towards long.
It's looking comfortable. Kenzie, who was a man on a mission in the previous map, has been a little bit lackluster, a bit quiet so far, but I'm sure he'll find his voice again sooner rather than later. Has decided not to go for the full flank, because Zorti, how did that not tag him? That looked dead on to me. Now he's starting to hit some shots. Searson and Keto have both been winged, and Kenzie does finish off Keto with the HE. Now stacking up a Big through the smoke. The smoke put down from Kenzie allows him to funnel their positions in past on the box. Gap in the smoke will now be eradicated. Oh, actually, no, it isn't. Jerry can still see that gap in the smoke. Puts some bullets through there and connects a few shots as well. Flash is good, but Kenzie's still alive on the side for a little bit longer. As Jerry connects another Deagle headshot. Searson comes back in. All hell breaks loose on the side, but the HP bar's favoring the CTs right now. Tizian 11 and Gade on 58, still yet to get the bomb plant down. And Zorti comes in with 2 huge scout frags.
That's a massive round to win for forZe. They saved us 4 rifles, and Big, they all grouped up towards long. They had no escape route because of the flank, and you got to give a shout out to forZe because they were being very proactive as well. They were going in for the flank, pushing top mid, and having Big trapped in a very uncomfortable spot. And Zote with the scout doing a fantastic job towards Gandalf, ensuring Big don't win the round, aren't even able to get the bomb down. And now the bar is going to be coming in for both the sides. Searson with the AWP, going to be going for the long contact. I think he saw a bit of a shoulder there. But forZe not looking to contest. They're going to be playing a little bit more passively. 2 plays towards B. It's a standard 2-1-2 setup. No one towards short, though, but that's okay. They have Zorti with the op towards mid to convey information. If anyone crosses over with the Xbox smoke getting deployed, that means Big have to be, or rather, forZe have to be cognizant of the fact that someone could be coming in short. That means Zorte might reposition himself towards long, but they need to be careful because Searson's going to find Kenzie at a bit of a mistake as Jerry hugging the wall, but he will be found as well. And this A-long defense crumbles in the face of the Germans. And Keto already on the hunt.
On the prowl. Has pounced twice to end this round, and not a single player falls on Big. This is about as rough a start as forZe could have feared for. But they're in that position now, Blair, and the question is, like, how did they get out of this? They're actually going to go for a force, I think. I just saw Novi pick up a weapon there.
It's a little weird from forZe, though, the way they had no eyes on long, and they're still out in the open. Nade in his hands, out wide. It just... very uncomfortable setup there from forZe, and the timing could not have been better. Once again, this time it's the pistols, but the Zorte with the AWP, he will strike. The 2 rifles in play. Tizian finds Kenzie, though, and taps and catches Jerry. Nice flash from Shalfie, but not quite able to find anything. And now, with 3 kills going their way, they know where the AWP is, and they're going to be legging it straight all the way back towards the B bomb site. Shalfie, if he crosses over, they have no utility due to CTs. There is a player lying in wait. The timing is good, but there are going to be multiple players spraying through the double doors, and Shalfie will have to tuck himself inside of the CD spawn, and that should be the round here for Big. They have control of the B bomb site. Still going to ensure that there is absolutely no avenue for forZe to come back into the round, and this should be round number 4.
Yep, I think at this point they don't even want to get back into the round. They just want to hold on to these weapons for dear life. Because should they lose these, there's very little else left. Tabson, right idea, right timing, and the aim on point as well. He'll go down, but he's done more than enough. He's denied an AK-47 or an AWP. You'd expect to see it being the AWP that's taken through into the next round. That's if Shalvi is afforded that luxury. Player threw on the smoke. 2 of them now incendiary, or Molotov, I should say, into the pit. Good shot from Shalvi. Making sure that molly doesn't spread any further. But he's going to be pushed in, pressured from the long doors. Another good shot from Shalvi. He's doing a great job of holding on to this AWP, but finally he will meet his demise. And all of those sacrificed weapons at this stage were worth it for Big.
Absolutely. And the most expensive weapon will anyway be saved, right? So Searson will still have his AWP. The rest of them AKs being purchased in utility. Sure, the money has taken a bit of a punch, but not as bad as forZe's, who will now have to go for pretty much just a few pistols, a Deagles, P250, and 1 solitary HE. And Big are showing why you don't want to play them on this very map. It's a new Dust2, but it looks like Big are just still very comfortable. And again, like everyone talks about it being the new map, the new Dust2 and whatnot, Vince, but apart from the change towards mid, nothing much else has changed. So they don't really have to adapt a lot. Kenzie finds one. Shalfie hasn't been spotted, Vince, as Kenzie finds a second kill with a Deagle, and Shalfie, he strikes from the car with a USP, and Big, they were looking so good. I was praising how good they are on this map, and they just might get ecoed.
This just seems like that classic case where Big are almost looking to the next round. It's like, oh, they're on an eco. We can just take our foot off the gas. Let's focus on the next one. It's like, no, guys, you have to focus on this. Because forZe are more than good enough to punish you if you overextend and if you make mistakes. Now, it's still salvageable. CSGO could steady the ship away from the rocks.
The health.
Exactly. Both players are so low. The Glock finishes off Jerry, deciding to push in, picks up another Molotov down to CT. And because of the HP, Norvi has to wait this one out. He can't afford to push into that molly, lest they be fragged. CSGO just checking the CT side, making sure it's clear. And he's not going to get pincered in. This all comes down to timing. CSGO's looking at long, going to get caught, going to get fragged. And Norvi takes that second round and puts it in the pocket of forZe.
So close, Vince. That came so very close to forZe throwing that one away. A 2 versus 5. And it came down to the 1v1. And because of the unconfirmed damage, Susan, he maybe would have swapped over to one of the, I think it was a rifle or a FAMAS lying at his feet there. And he would have been able to potentially clutch this one out. But he went with the AWP, looking the wrong way. And Norway, he's been so very clutch and a hard-fought, a miracle round coming in from forZe. However, for Big, they did have a bit of extra cash. And has Susan been hitting every single shot through mid? Because it seems like so.
He's got to be close, yeah. Doing a lot of damage through those middle doors. Oh, Zorty, okay. Well, he's up to the task.
Ooh. That was close. Shelfie getting pressured. He's got a smoke as a bit of a one-way, but an AWP peers at wide. Surson will find a kill. Jerry, a lot of work to do. He's going to find one, spins around, and a second as well, but Tizian will finally drop him. Surson thinking he would be covered, but he will be found. Nori getting the kill, living Tizian in a 1 versus 3. He's not going to swap over to the M4A1. He's going to stick with the Galil. There is still a player holding the angle, and Zorte will not miss. And that is going to be the cleanest round we've seen thus far from forZe. Losing just a couple of players. The AWP will be retrieved. They can go for the double up setup again, and indeed they will. It's going to be Shelfie and Zorte dual wielding the Zoom bangers. 3 rounds on board for the CIS side.
Yeah, starting to claw their way back in. Kind of doing the reverse of what Big managed to pull off in the first map. After forZe went 4-1 in the lead, Big came back with 8 rounds in a row. Perhaps it's going to be a case of history repeating itself. There's every chance that they pick up this round at least. forZe looking good against the pistols. Deagles in play, but not many of them. 2 smokes, 2 flashes. Already one has landed on the Xbox. However, Kenzie, that's going to be a bit of a concerning state of affairs on the side of Big. If this man starts to go through the gears again, he's had a slow start. Seems like he's starting to get out of first gear though, Blair. And considering just how deadly he was in the first map, if he has another performance like that, I mean, this is going to be bare minimum a very, very close game of CS.
I just want it to be a good game, Vince. And for forZe, getting Inferno already an impressive start to the series. And everyone's still assuming that it is going to be Big taking it 2-1, but they've proven us wrong so many times. Oh no. Players crossed on over. That's going to be Gate tapping away. Attention getting diverted towards long, but Jerry will strike, finds one, and the bomb almost getting planted, but he will fall. So a flawless round coming in from forZe. A little, I'm not a fan of how Zorte was like, he was just pivoting back from long to short, sorry, long to the A bomb side time and time again. I feel like in instances like that, you just trust your teammate because that allowed Gate to get onto the bomb site. Now, yes, Big only had the pistols, but imagine a world where Gate had an AK-47. They could have easily have taken down a Zorte. They could have got a bomb down, and then forZe are in a very uncomfortable position, right? So small little complaints I have. I still, even though I'm casting right now, Vince, I feel like it's really hard for me to take off my analyst hat at times. And that is a great shot from Tapson. Shelfie trying to be cheeky, but Tapson will punish him. And look at the pace being set here by the T's. Pushing up mid is going to be Sturson. There are, however, 2 defenders still on the B bomb site.
Indeed, Jerry is joined alongside Norvi. Always that B-side anchor player. Flash up and over. Tizian gaining ground. Jerry gets caught, but can divert the traffic away from Norvi, who's staying in position. Now he springs into action. Jerry pivots in for one, but Gade answers the call with 2 kills of his own, and CSGO should be able to plug Kenzie. He decides to push around this angle slowly. That barrel of the gun will betray him. Zorti, though, has made moves in. Guesses incorrectly. CSGO does indeed best his opposite man of Kenzie. And now that Zorti's given his position away, it's not long before one of these players behind him will snatch away his life. Big regain the lead. Some big mistakes costing forZe drastically.
Gade was alone on B. He was alone with the C4 on the B bomb site. So Zorti had actually walked into the bomb site and got the kill onto him. He could have stuck to defuse. If you look at the plant, he could have really have stuck to defuse, and that would have been big, just left fuming after that. So very, very, very fortunate things didn't go wrong there for Big, but that got very scary. And I'm kind of surprised he just went in for the plant. And I'm kind of surprised the 2 members just stuck around towards mid. I can totally understand why CSGO was there with the AWP to prevent the cross from taking place, but curious decision from Berlin International Gaming, but they will make it work. For forZe, Buy will still be coming on in. However, the double up setup is no longer in play. It's going to be Zorti with the solitary AWP for M4s, the utility of which quite a few has already been expended, and Zorti, take his name, CSGO will find him.
He take his name and CSGO takes his life. Not for the first time in this best of 3, and I'm sure it won't be the last time. forZe having a struggle. Kenzie gets aggressive. Flashbang proceeds to push, but I feel like Big can have a good idea, and because of all that aggression on long, it has left short vacated. Now that Kenzie has fallen by the wayside on long, it puts Jerry in a horrible spot. He knew if he stays in position, he's a dead man. He had to pressure forward. And with nades now covering the cross, Norvi in the unenviable position of being that B-side anchor. I really do feel for him, because it's one of the loneliest positions to play in the world if you're B-side anchor and A-side keeps getting dropped. All you're ever doing is either saving or trying to retake or trying to get exit frags. And that's the position he's been in multiple times. It's somewhat surprising he's even top fragging for his team as it stands.
It is very rough indeed. It's a lonely position to be in, but then I feel like that's where he shines the most, right? You go back to Nuke, where obviously Nuke being a much more of an anomaly when it comes to map design compared to most other maps in Counter-Strike, where most maps follow the 3-lane philosophy, and then Nuke is more of like, you know, got an upper and lower bomb site and whatnot. But the way he was playing that A bomb site yesterday was just incredible. It impressed me so very much. Of course, it was helped out by Jerry as well. But just that 1-2-1 combo of the veteran, the IGL, and the youngster in the form of Norway really looked great. But yeah, Dust2 though, it's a whole different ball game altogether. 6-4 now. And even with the saved AK-47, there's not much of a fight in the buy of forZe. It's a couple of nades, a Deeg and a P250. They're not really investing much because of how grim their economy is at the moment. And Big, they're all gathered up together here, all 5 inside of the tunnels. Shelfie with a nice flash, but doesn't peek behind it, and that's the right call. That's a perfect call from Tapson. They waltz into an empty bomb site. Now, if I'm forZe, I'm throwing a few bodies at this. I'm trying to make this expensive, or at least trying to get some exits.
Yeah, precisely. I think the only player that can maybe get a pass and go on holiday for the next 30-40 seconds is Norvi. But everybody else, these are very expendable. You got USPs, you got Deal, you got P250. This is all fine to throw into the fire as long as you take some weapons away. Can craft a buy into the next one. Kenzie waiting with the Deagle. It seems to me that they're setting up more for exits and going to be sending in the USPs. Try and do damage. Doesn't actually have to be an outright frag. The bomb could do the rest of the work for you. Smoke down, they'd be hiding the corner. Here comes forZe, the flashbang before it. Doing enough damage to Gade. He might die to the bomb. He does go down with the ship, but the rest of the players survive. But here comes Kenzie. Hit and run.
A little bit of overkill with the Deagle, though. I love it. If they had a nade, Vince, If they had an HE, that would have been massive. Just dunked in towards the car, but all things considered, Big are going to be very happy with where they are right now. 7-4. Sure to lose a couple of players, but that's okay. They have the AKs, they have the AWP, and once more forZe get another buy. But Big, the calling has been spectacular. And Zortek, well, this time he is faster to reach the corner. Finding the danger man that is Tapson. He's trying to have he had the spawn, but not quite able to land a shot. Tizian, though, with a nice trade, but bomb has been spotted. Now, is that going to draw the rotation from the B side? Yes, it will. You can see Shelfie slowly creeping and crawling his way towards mid, but he needs to be wary because it is going to be Sirsen once more holding the cross.
Shelfie's about to get into confrontation with Keto, and he comes out second best. Beaten to the punch from the AK headshot. Although Keto is low, with over a minute left, Big can't afford the luxury of taking their time heading towards B, where Novi is laid in wait, anticipating a flash to come out. Just needs to stay alive behind this box, and things may start to fall into place for him. Oh, that second flash destroys him. He got baited after the first flash went out. Assumed that would be everything that was tossed his way. And with Searson shutting down Kenzie, it's yet another one on the board. Big go 8-4 in the lead.
It's incredible how they're able to just bring it back, right? It was a 4 versus 3. And there was a bit of a whiff from Shelfie, I have to say. Like, there was a flashbang. No, nothing is saved, Vince. Nothing is saved. There was a flashbang towards mid, and it was Keto who was able to somehow come out on top of the deal, and it just isolate the players. Just incredibly good mid-round calling and rotations coming out from Big. And yeah, it's a good time to call for attack timeout. This one. This should have been Keto dead to right, but just great work overall. Not just like in aim, but just the flashbangs, the utility usage, and also how they're able to just isolate these fights. Not allowing too much time for the forZe players to regroup and maybe play in pairs. Zortek racked up 8 flash assists on Inferno. No one else dropped 3. That's impressive. The Opera, right? He's going to be at the back lines. He's going to be tossing a flash for his teammates. He frags, he flashes, he ops. What more could he ask of him?
Well, maybe more than 6 kills on this map so far.
Fair enough.
Come back.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
To be fair to Zorti, though, the economy has been in rough shape a lot of rounds. And Searson, okay, uncharacteristically, he has missed the shot on the cross. Maybe he is human after all. He's Cyborg.
What?
He's the firmware update. Getting pushed down. Tabson's taken 2, but the CTs are just rushing straight through middle. That grenade's going to do damage, but Searson holds his resolve. His nerve is unquestionable, and Big only concede 1 player.
Double up setup once more coming out. Shelfie has been, well, not just Shelfie, everyone's been very quiet for forZe, individually speaking, thus far. This is a solid buy, though. Utility, spades. Here comes a burst out long. That's a great Molotov there, keeping them at bay. Isolating the one player who burst on out, and they were just making no secret that they're going to be heading towards short. There's a lot of information being gleaned by the player towards mid. That is, of course, Shelfie. And Zorte, he is lying in wait. He's looking for the jump spot on top of the smoke. All 4 players there. And Zorte, he's not going to miss that one. Finds taps and smokes off the corner of Goose, and is going to try and reposition himself. And this is great work from Zorte.
It really is. He's opened up so much space for his team. Took down 1 frag, making a couple more. Especially as Jerry's chipped in earlier. This is so much better on the side of forZe. Just what the doctor ordered, just what their accountant ordered as well, because it gives them a good buy with plenty of utility into the last round. The same could be said for Big, though. Maybe at a 9-6. forZe have every opportunity to come back into this.
Final round, yeah. A 9-6, it's not too bad. You know, 9-6 is starting on the T side. Win the pistol round, convert the following anti-ecos, and suddenly we have a game in our hands here. And I'm sure forZe, if they could, they would want to really just close out at Dust2. They did not want to take it to map number 3, which is, of course, going to be a nuke. And yes, they looked great yesterday against Sense. And Big's, the win rate don't look that great, but Big, I've seen them play Nuke. They are a very solid team. They are surprisingly very, very solid indeed. But right now, still on Dust2. Still don't know which way this might swing. Double up setup hasn't really worked out for forZe much as Big are grouping up. And again, Vince Norway has got the answer to Call of Duty.
Yeah, the flashes have really been his nemesis over on this B side. Now that he has the AUG, though, he can train this in. Gonna peek in. Oh, he's so unlucky. He did damage to Tizkin enough to nearly kill him and also attack Hito through him. But it's the AWP that rains out first and can't see the wrong side of the smoke. Has to watch and listen as the bomb gets planted down next to him. And although the cavalry is coming in, the spike traps have been set up on the key choke points. Additionally, they have Keto, who's way outside of the tunnels, watching that plus T-side spawn. There's a lot of utility, though, on forZe's side. Flashes, incendiaries, HEs. It's all about where they put this in. They got a flash to toss to the back of the site. Molly, though, is there to greet them. And now here comes the push, but Jerry's the first one in, the first to fall. This is looking like an impenetrable fortress. And Shalvi goes in with a 5-7, but he'll be the last to fall. 10-5 going through into the second half.
I'm so tired at the moment. I have no idea what happened. I actually unplugged everything and I was like ready to go.
Oh yeah, we definitely saw that. It was certainly a moment to be remembered.
Let's pause there for a moment. To do this story justice, we need to start at the beginning. In the sunny coastal town of Valencia, DreamHack has a very long history of events.
I remember the first day we went to Brazilian barbecue, which was really nice in some town square or whatever it's called. And it's like it was a beautiful city.
And back in 2017, we were in full swing of CSGO action, smack in the middle of another DreamHack Open.
Like our goal was to get out of groups, like we were the underdogs in the close qualifier and then we managed to qualify somehow. And then we just got there and we had nothing to lose.
In the last game of the group stage versus Red Reserve, everybody thought we were about to see the end of an even game going to the Americans. But oh, how the tables turned.
CLG, they will pick this up 16-12. They win out the series in a 2-1 fashion. It was lengthy, but it was...
No! Oh! The bomb
was no time!
No! You saw it, they even left the server! Michael, Ellie and Rusty disconnected!
What? FNS!
FNS started the defuse thinking he had time on his side, even though he didn't have a defuse kit, which his teammate Kusta, standing just next to him, had. This led into overtime, which in turn led to CLG being sent home.
During that moment, we just felt, yeah, okay, we have a second chance. And then it got into like 5, 6, 7 overtimes or whatever.
A game that is the essence of how amazing the game we love can be. A game we will never forget. That is why it has earned its place in our legacy chapter.
Goes down, it will be the 2-on-4 in the retake.
Going out in that fashion, yeah, but Jesus Christ, they must have felt really bad that game.
Tone of voice you're using there. Resentment flowing down the line. I can't stand when you are not near. We can sort it out when you're here.
A second finalists need to be crowned, and we are one step closer to making that happen. However, it may need to go to 3 because Big lead 10-5. forZe on the T side now A map that has had a couple of changes, and some would say it's become more CT-sided. Well, forZe were certainly hoping that's not the case.
It has either become more CD-sided, right? Because obviously the T's, they need to take more time, expend more of their resources, clearing out lower tunnels, and Searson, he had a decision to make their fence, fall back behind a Molotov or face, and he opts to face and gets punished for a Tizian, going for a very brave duel, but Kenzie's going to come out on top, and this is looking very, very good for the forZe side. The bomb's going to be planted for long, and the retake is on. Tapson, Keto, and Gate just pushing on in, but they are getting met with a hail of bullets.
Oh yeah, that barrage of bullets is weakening Tapson, who's been finished off, and Keto, they know where he is. He's already struck once, he'll strike twice, but that's where he will fall. And forZe get their second pistol. Gives them a huge lifeline here, Blair. We may not be done just yet.
They bring this one back, Vince. I think they're legit. I think they are a legit challenger, a dark horse. Who I mean, I didn't expect them to even make it to the playoffs, in all honesty. I don't think many people did, and here they are. Have a lead already in the series, winning their map pick after a bit of a brawl on Inferno. And yeah, as you said, winning the pistol round, and if they're able to swat away the this force buy from Big, it's going to be Big just with the pistols, just with the USPs rather, a full eco, and that could be forZe getting to round number 8. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but okay, Searson, quick trade. And now they know where the Scout Meister is.
Yeah, now if that doesn't make you at least feel like retreating, I don't know what will. You know, they're up against the Scout King himself.
Maybe it's simple.
True. Yep. I think simple is maybe one of those plays, if he's in the same position as Searson, may make you blink a couple of extra times and think about your life decisions. I do like, though, that forZe haven't fully committed to this long push. They are actually feeling out their options. There's so much time left. That suggests to me that they're a little bit more calm, collected. Obviously, with Jerry under the leadership role, you expect that. You know, he's not going to get flustered easily. He's been around for quite some time now. But it does seem like their final destination will still be the A play. It's just a little bit delayed. Searson removes the head of Kenzie. This round is far from over. 25 seconds. He's keeping them. Look at the respect that they're showing. Searson, but their Shalfie at range from Catwalk had gone in for the flank and has made it work. Tapson next to fall, and it seems like they found the winning formula. My God, was that close, though.
I love how aggressive Searson was with the Scout, right? He wasn't just playing from the side. He was forcing forZe to take the fight to him. But holding that particular angle out in the open like that, you need one of your players playing up close towards short. And unfortunately, or maybe at least towards mid double doors, so they can spot they would have spotted Shelfie just crossing or crawling his way towards, you know, from cat to short. But unfortunately, doesn't pan out that way. And Shelfie, I'd say even saving his team there. There we have it, forZe. Win the round, and for the side of Big, apart from this 5-7, a flashbang, and Kevlar on Gate, they have nothing to work with heading into the third round of the second half. So it should be just USPs. You can see Searson hasn't really purchased much. I believe he was dropped the Scout there, so he's going to have an AWP come round number 19. Right now, though, for forZe, it's about ensuring they don't lose too many players here. Have the Mac 10 in the hands of Jerry, AK, a couple of Galils, and Zorte with the Scout. They're going to be going up against, well, just a couple of nades, smoke flash, and a 5-7.
Zorte saw, I think, 3 or 4 heads bobbing and weaving across the B sides. That information has now been attained and tossed across to his teammates. There is a smoke down, though, so if they recross, you may struggle to see them. Shalfie is playing the interference, anticipating that maybe a push down into the tunnels could be coming up shortly, as Searson going in for that shoulder peak position, really slowing this one down. If forZe going to take this round, it's going to be down to the wire. You have to feel the way they're playing this one so far. Maybe anticipating that Big will get antsy and try some kind of an audacious push. Playing anti-eco. And now we're starting to see forZe take a bit of control over Catwalk, flash through onto the middle side. Shalfie has got himself the first. And with that frag onto Tabson, middle becomes a lot more tenable now on the side of forZe. Also draws away those CTs who were sat on B side into the open, and Shalfie will spray them down where they stand, all falling within a few moments. And as we anticipated after the pistol, it has gone to 10-8, and now here comes a huge test as Big have a bye.
The real test now for forZe. They have done a pretty good job winning the pistol, surviving the force buys from Big, and now Searson, he has been a demon on the T side. 18 kills, even on Inferno events, despite it being a losing effort, he has been just absolutely switched on, and now Zorte still winning the scout. No need to invest yet, and that's a great flashback. But Jerry, blinded, still finds the kill and taps him with a double. I have no idea how Shalfie didn't trade there. And Sturson has arrived as well to help out his captain. AWP trained at the entrance of double doors. Nade going to be tossed in as well, or was it a smoke? I'm not too sure. As Tapson continuing his reign of terror towards long. I don't even know how. What?
Tabson has no right to get those first two frags. Like, sure, one, but as you said, how is he not being traded out? Shalfie's got to have that frag. Now, Kenzie has found himself the B site, but he's got no bomb. And so Keto with the easiest of kills, Big get their 11th. forZe can go back to the drawing board and squeak out a bye. But if that's what we're looking at for rifle rounds coming forward, just take us to a third map already. That was completely uninspired.
What is this from Searson, by the way? Just randomly flicks into the smoke, and the timing could not have been perfect. Yeah. Just rough, just very rough round for forZe, and they the first test wins on the T side, and they get crushed by Big, but they have the money, they have the buy. Now Zorte with the op of his own. Bear in mind, he was holding the scout earlier on. Gade just shoulder baiting and just peeking around the corner, looking for any information he can glean. forZe aren't showing anything. Playing this default. Kenzie towards long, potentially having to go up against Tizian. The remaining members grouped up right outside of mid doors, and it is going to be Jerry making a play. Tizian, aware of the presence of Kenzie, is just going to be jumping across the smoke, and he is harassing Tizian, and he's going to find him. Great work from Kenzie there. A little bit of a mini one-on-one chess game towards long, and Kenzie comes out on top.
Out on top, opens up some long control. Ooh. Now as Searson was forced in, Jerry on the wide swing takes off the head of Searson, which is no small feat because you have to take into account how god tier Searson's been in this game. How on point his AWPing has been. So for Jerry to just remove him that unceremoniously, just make it look like any other ordinary frag, is so outrageous. And in doing so, Economy, which was hanging by a thread, is now in real trouble. They could still get a buy into the next one, Big, assuming they lose from this point, but you're looking at Tizian and Tabson having a horrendous buy. Gade, though, will keep forZe honest. 25 seconds to play with. They have control over A. The post-plant will come in, but Gade through the smoke has just removed Shalfie.
I think he just saw his feet over the gap at Kenzie. The big flank. He got a gun, but there we go. Taps away. Keto executed. Now Gade left alone. And yeah, there's no way for retaking this one. So forZe, they strike back, and it was all of Kenzie. I love the way he played towards long. He was toying with Tizian, right? He spots him out. He figures out where Tizian's playing from, tosses in a Molotov, forces him out, and then uses the smoke as a bit of a one-way, then uses the barrel to pop his head. And then he spots out a second player towards car, and with him taken down, and Jerry with a hell of a blinder of a shot on Searson, round's done just like that. And they save just the one gun. Now, they can eke out a buy. Gade can drop an AWP for Searson, while Searson can purchase a rifle for either Tizian or Tapson. So it can be 3 M4s and the op in play. Yeah, this is just so well played by Kenzie. It just outreads Tizian, Searson rather, and harasses Tapson over there in the car position. Just played to perfection. For Big, they could have gone for the buy. Instead, they go for the light investment, where they just equalize out the money a little bit. Double scouts. Okay, all right.
Well, if there's a team to go for it, likely would be big, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And they have opted for 2 of them. Hasn't started fantastically on the side of big as they've lost 2. Taps and sprayed down through middle. A peek in through the scout, which they've heard now. They know at least 1 scout's in play. Of course, there is a buy coming up into the next round, so any frags that are forthcoming on the side of big would be a welcome reprieve, economically speaking. Keto did win Kenzie, but it was partially through the door, so only 50 HP is dropped, and Searson was stuck on the car. Tizian with 1, but he'll get traded out. forZe looking good to get 10, and considering this was a 10-5 halftime scoreline, and the CT side seemed to get a bit empowered by the recent changes, this is a cracking start to the second half on the side of forZe. They'll be feeling very confident about this right now.
Keto, still dangerous with that scout. Oh, unfortunately, Kenzie will find him. So all things considered, very, very clean round from forZe. The op dropped into the capable hands of Zorti once more, and Vince, from what was looking like Big running away with it, forZe are now 1 round away from tying things up on Big's map pick, their domain of Dust2.
Indeed. And that economy on forZe is going to afford and justify multiple buys in a row. There is no easy way back in. On the side of big, Norvi spotting the hands briefly round the corner. Won't be able to punish. Tabson takes early control over blue container. Could be a good grenade, but lands too deep. Barely affects them, but Searson, while Flash still nails Kenzie to the wall. I wonder at what point forZe are going to stop going for this long control, because it seems like Big are putting a lot of their focus over on this side of the map.
It's 1-2-1 combo between Gate and Keto. You can see Gate tucked into the car. Right next to the car, rather. Just playing the anti-flash. It's going to hop on top of the boxes the moment the play takes place. And Keto is going to be the one making contact. AUG scoped in. Is already fast enough? No, he's not. The AUG is just going to slaughter them all. And Gate doesn't even have to do anything. Keto can pretty much handle all things by himself. Norway will finally get the kill. A Molotov getting tossed by Kate. It's going to give away his position. But now it's a 2 versus 4. That's a bomb spotted, mind you. Searson. Oh! Absolutely wrecked by Jerry, but he won't expect the second player towards long Vince. There's no way he's expecting Tizian to still keep on sticking around. So with 30 seconds on the clock, they need to make a decision real fast. But they have no control of either of the bomb sites. So despite getting the kill, despite it being a much more doable 2 versus 3, I really don't fancy forZe's chances here.
No, it's a bit odd that he's given up the site control when they had it. Having said that, Tizian, the last man, the last line of defense, has posted up 1. He will be fragged down. I don't think there's enough time, even if Norvi runs straight across. And additionally, he has to just throw in the smoke and the molly. He knows any player from CT deals him a dead man. So he'll save the AWP instead. He can buy again, as can the rest of the team. We'll be able to hold on to it. Yeah, it felt like a bit of indecision, Blair. I'm not sure if you agree, but when Jerry gets the frag and then decides to pull back to middle, it feels like they weren't on the same wavelength or the same page.
Oh yeah, 100%. At that point in time, when you get that particular kill, you know there's no one at A, right? If you look at the angle Searson was holding, you get that kill, like there's definitely no one at A. And that's when you go and push on in. So sure, it's still a 50-50 battle between him and Tizian who's playing long. But if you know the position from the way Big like playing, you know where Tizian plays. You know Tizian's going to be towards the long doors, towards pit. So I feel like that was a bit of a fumble from Jerry. He would have got control of the site. His teammate could have rotated in. He could have slowly crept up towards the longest one. They could have pincered Tizian. Or his teammate could have tried rotating in from short. So with such little time remaining, they had to start making a lot of noise. And for Tizian, yeah, he can hear the footsteps, he can isolate the fights. In the end, sure to save the AWP, but the round is lost. So big, hard-fought round number 12 added to the tally. But you can see that they have definitely hurt the economy. Tizian, Keto and Gate with the rifle, Searson back to the scout. But that is Searson with the scout, so sometimes some people say he's even better with the scout than the op.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel like a huge downgrade when Searson's on the scout, to be fair. Seems to be just as effective with it. Not many players can boast that accolade. Flashing aside did catch Gate, but Not fully. Jerry on the side is going to spot him in a few moments. Time becomes out second best with the AK. Gage survives on 12 HP.
The hit coming in though, and it's going to be Keto and Tapson. Tapson MP9 up close, could be very deadly. And Keto is 1-1 going to be making contact, but 3 AKs face him. Are they aware of the second player? No one's going to check him, and it's going to be a free kill for Tapson, just ducking and weaving. A very hard target to find. A missed shot from Zorte. He's doing a fantastic job just delaying the plan, which will finally go down. But now it's a 3v2. Look at how low they are, but Sirison with the scout. Don't tell me he's going to find another one. He won't. And Zorte in the 1v3. He knows where the final player is. AK picked up, but he whips it. And Tizian with a clutch 13 HP. And Big get to round number 13.
How has Zorti not got that kill? He has no HP. He's got a rifle. That's the reason he picked up the rifle. And he's still not got the job done. Oh, that's heartbreak.
He was 13, Vince. 13 HP. And he hits the hard ones. A nade, the op shot, and then... Oh, that's gutting for forZe. That's gutting for Zorte. Like, he did everything perfectly, and then in the end, it's not good enough. Zorte though, caught out in the corner, able to extinguish the flames, but he won't dodge the nade. Goodbye, Zorte, as Tapson finds him with an HE of his own, and that is going to be another early man advantage being found by Berlin International Gaming. Gate able to dodge the flashbang, and Jerry with the trade though, but he's also been whittled down to 2. Sure, the trades are good, but not good enough.
Turn their attention over on the B side, where Keto is waiting. Man with a ton of ability with his M4. Tapson's also joining the fight. Up in the windows. This is not looking good on the side of forZe. But Keto has been eradicated instantly before Tapson repels Kenzie. Stops that killing streak in its tracks. Yes, on the cross. And there's Tapson again. It's looking pretty bleak on the side of forZe at this stage. You've got a bad economy here. That could be big now, jumping into our third map.
Slowly but surely, this comeback, we saw earlier from forZe, it has come to a crawling halt. And Big, 2 rounds away from taking us to nuke. 22. Oh, the specialist part 2. Oh yeah, true. 22 assassins, 26 kills, and Inferno came from the AWP. That's kind of ridiculous. That's actually nuts, considering he was also being so instrumental on the T side as well with the offense. Just the fact that he's such a dedicated sniper. It's mental.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, it's kind of interesting because it harkens back, as I said before, to not a bygone era, but, you know, some of the older guard now have moved ways. They've kind of moved on to greener pastures. But you remember before some of the AWP changes, that was the case for a lot of AWPers. And then when some AWP changes came in, some AWPers started to be a little bit more versatile with rifles, or started to be a bit more pistol heavy, I think you could say. Not Searson. This guy is stubborn to a fault, but I really respect it. And hell, it works out. It plays to his strength, so why not? And you see the impact it's having. He's having another great map here. 22 frags. Has been so instrumental in these victories that they've been picking up. This feels like it's it for forZe, though. The chips have been put on the table. They've gone all in. They lose this, the map is pretty much over.
Yeah, that was the big decision to be made. You never want to be in a spot where you have to take the call. Do we go for the eco right now so we have enough money to battle it all the way to OT? Or we go for the full investment? And the call has been made by Jerry that they're going to be going out with a bang here. Galil, AK, Tech 9, Deagle, Mac 10. It's a whole assortment of weapons. And getting tossed in taps and with the repositioning. I don't think I've seen him hold this particular angle yet thus far on the CD side, so this could catch them off guard. They're telegraphing this. smoke splashes coming out. Tapson going to reposition himself, rattling off a number of bullets, none of them finding its mark though, and Norway's going to lead the charge. Flashes are good. They should know there's one towards the car. There's going to be Sturson, and Sturson finds one. Tizian replies with one of his own as well, and one by one they fall. It's on the captain, Jerry, left alone in a 1 versus 4. He's good for one. He needs to find so many more. Dropping down from behind, he gets another kill. Looking for the third. Gade spotted, but Gade gets the kill, and a few more bullets to ensure Jerry stays down. forZe only on 10. They remain stuck and big, one away from nuke.
Correct me if I'm wrong though, Blair, but I think, is that like the first proper full-on catwalk execute we've seen from forZe? I can't remember many more.
I think we've seen a couple more in the past, but like we saw the one, I think, a couple of rounds prior where we had 2 players waiting towards ramp, right? But it's been kind of rare. It's been quite rare.
It's been so much long aggression. It just hasn't worked. I mean, to be blunt, it really hasn't. And I'm surprised that forZe have taken so long before they've started pressuring and pincering at other sides of the map. CSGO, though, reading this, thought about taking the shot, but for all he knows, a secondary player is hiding in long, waiting for that shot to get baited out. So that patience doesn't yield a kill, but he's able to live to fight another day. Moves back onto the A side. They did initially take tunnels control and now transitioning into catwalk, where CSGO is waiting with his nade. Decides not to pull the pin, though. Once these smokes come down, maybe that's going to be the call. Now, this seems like it's going to be more of a B-wrap as opposed to anything else. Smoke down can try and trade them away while they push middle at the same time. Norby does get the even trade. Smoke down, but Keto with a double spray. And that should be the moment that gets big across the finish line.
Kenzie, oh, so unfortunate that Keto drops back into the site. They haven't been able to retrieve the gun either events from Tapson's corpse. This is too deep inside a CD spawn, so Kenzie and Zorte, they have a lot to do. Nice flashbang. Sturson, all by his lonesome. Of course, he's going to land a shot, and one remains. Kenzie left in a very, very unenviable position. He's able to tag on Tizian. Oh, he's being very sneaky here, but they're all coming in. He's running out of bullets as well. And as Galil, the Deagle, comes out. Desperation plays from Kenzie. He finds 2. 14 seconds. He needs to retrieve the bomb. But he seems to be so hyper-focused on getting the kills. 8 seconds, Kenzie, you gotta get the bomb, buddy. But they know the game is done. They know the map is over. And Tizian, well, he's just gonna toss away his weapons. And that is gonna be it. Kenzie getting maybe a little bit lost at the end over there, Vince. But they get it done. We're gonna be seeing Nuke coming up.
We'll let him off. He had such a great performance over on Inferno.